Oh, Hawaii morning breathers, it's finally Friday. No more Thursday Eve morning day. However we say that.
The day before.
It's not Thursday anymore, it's Friday.
Correct.
We made it. The end of the week is upon us.
We made it to the start of Friday.
Yeah, well,
we'll see what happens at the
once
end.
you get here, it feels like you made it.
It's something, right?
You made it, for sure. Ahoy to everybody. We have Boss Man Matt this morning.
Ahoy, Skipper.
Ahoy to you, Boss Man Matt. And, of course, SPP in the house.
Ahoy, Skipper.
Ahoy to you, my lad. I noticed that the tablecloths are all nice and clean.
Yes, I assume Peter took care of that yesterday.
Sure.
Did you just turn them over, Peter?
Well, maybe Kim did. Maybe we have to give credit. I'm not sure. All I know is I didn't do it.
Okay.
So I assumed Peter did it, but maybe Peter didn't. I don't know.
Peter did not do it. So,
all right. Well, we'll give credit to Kim then.
I can tell you, it
looks better.
It's nice and clean.
It is.
Not that I could care less if it was a little dirty. I just happened to notice it.
Well,
yesterday.
we appreciate Kim.
We do. The cleaning fairy came
The
in.
cleaning fairy, exactly.
So, was there soccer?
There was soccer.
All right.
Yep.
I didn't get to watch it because I was in my own little bit of outdoor activity. I didn't get a golf yesterday as planned.
Why not?
Well, I drove up to Solon and it was raining.
Oh.
Rained about the whole way.
We didn't get much rain here.
Before I left town, I called and I said, "Looks kind of dark up there. Is everything okay?"
Yeah.
Yeah, just barely sprinkled here. We're gonna come on up.
Oh no.
I get there and I just pull in the parking lot, and a guy rolls his window down who's leaving. He goes, "They called it."
No kidding.
The hell.
No kidding.
So
Yeah. Well, we did have soccer. It was a little windy, but not as windy as it's been. Yeah. And Fairfield beat Washington 3-2.
3-2.
dang it.
Yeah.
Well, good game. It sounds like.
It was a good game, and is even a better game. Fairfield scored immediately. It scored first. I guess I don't know how quickly it was.
9
but
seconds.
No, it wasn't that fast. I have to rephrase my immediately now that I've seen a 9-second goal. So, but Fairfield scored first. Washington came back and ended up scoring 2 goals and was ahead 2-1 like for most of the game. And in the last 5 minutes, Fairfield scored 2 goals and went ahead.
I'll be darned.
Yeah.
They scored the game-winning goal with about 100 seconds left.
Right. So, but it
Wild
was a good
times
game
on the pitch.
Exactly. I got to tell you, since I've been going to these soccer games,
You're a soccer fan.
well, I have a much better appreciation. I still don't understand all of it. There's still offsides and some of the stuff that I don't fully get my head around. But there's
I'd argue it just to argue it.
Yeah. Well, it gets.
It was not offside.
There's a lot of push and shoving. It can get pretty physical.
Well, I get that.
Yeah. So it's been entertaining.
Good deal. I actually was outdoors last night. My granddaughter had a track meet.
Oh, nice. Where was that?
We were at Lone Tree.
Okay.
It was 7th and 8th grade boys and girls track combined.
How'd she do?
That was her first track meet. I was just pleased as pie. She took 3rd in the long jump.
Nice.
There had to be 20 girls jumping in that. I can't remember how she placed in the shuttle hurdle. She said that was her favorite race of the night.
Really?
Yeah.
Hurdles scare me. I just know I'd just fall, and you're right there in front of God and everybody.
Yeah, because everybody's in the stands watching that one.
Right.
So, hardly any hurdles were bumped. I don't remember even seeing one fall down. So she ran that, and then she did a 4x400. That was of course, she was in the last event of the night.
Of course, because that's how that works.
I was honking cold. I didn't have enough clothes. But I put a smile on my face. So they ran a 4x400 and blew the field away there.
Yeah. So if you did long jump, that's like one of the very first things.
The very first.
And the 4x4, the very last
The
thing.
very last.
Exactly.
So I was there from 4 till 7:35.
You're right.
7:45.
And the long jump, you get what, 3 jumps, 5 jumps, and that takes a couple seconds. The shuttle hurdle is probably a 15-second race. Her part of it, anyway.
Yeah. The long jump really went fast. I'm telling you, there was a posse of girls over there, and they didn't screw around. They boom, boom, boom. They got through it pretty good.
Yeah.
So there were some things that didn't make sense to me. Like they would run a 4x800 in 7th and 8th grade.
Yeah, that's a long way.
That's a long way.
But do they run the 1600 or
Yes.
Yeah.
and 3200 in middle school too?
There wasn't a I don't think there was a 32,
But it's 16.
there was certainly a 16.
Yeah.
Some of those 4x8s was 15 minutes.
Right. Right.
So what threw me? I thought, well, that seems like an awful lot for a 7th or 8th grade student, boy or girl, to run. To get 4 kids that want to run a half mile, because you got to be a little bit off
You do distance runners.
to run a half a mile. It's really kind of the worst.
At about
and the 400.
At about it's about as fast as you can run it, right? It's not.
That's how
It's
it
not. You're
feels
not
like.
jogging.
That's how it feels. But oddly enough, they didn't do a 400 hurdle. They do 200 hurdles. Yeah, I've never heard of that. Number one, and I thought, you make those poor kids run 4 of them run an 800 in a relay, and you can't let them run a full 400 hurdle. I'd change that rule if I was king for the day.
You need to run for king.
I do.
Yeah,
I should.
king of the middle school sports world.
Dang Skippy. So overall, it was really fun. There was some competitive. I did enjoy that.
Good.
First track meet I've been to since I ran track. And Paula, don't remind everybody how long ago that was.
So Jeff says offsides is the bane of other sports fans. We just can't get it. Offsides in soccer. I don't know, Peter. You may know. I generally know you can't have the offensive player can't be ahead of the defensive players, but it's to that effect, right?
It's basically when the ball is about to be passed, you
Is it
can't
like
be
hockey?
past the farthest defender on the field. So you can't just like stay behind and just stand next to the goals and then they just pass it all the way down. So you have
Seems
to.
like a good, smart play to me.
It would be, except they banned it. So it's basically you can't be past a defender when the ball is being passed to you as an offensive player. You have to be behind at least one defender.
Exactly.
Can't be past the defender when the ball is being passed to you.
Yes.
So that no wonder you always have low scoring matches.
Yeah. Well,
Can't be sneaky.
Depends. Well, you have to time it.
so it
It's
just
basically time when the ball's getting passed to when you're going past a defender.
yes. So it's just when it's getting kicked, right? So I mean, like if the ball is kicked like in the air, then you can run past the defenders. Then
When the ball's in the air, yeah, you can run
You can
past
run
that.
past
Okay,
them.
that makes utter sense there. One way or the other, Peter.
I feel like I halfway understood it.
Now you don't again.
About halfway. About halfway. So, but I wanted to bring that up because Jeff made the comment about offsides. So I got a call last night from a person who watches religiously, and I won't name her, but I'll just call her Haley. So Haley says, you really need to interact with the comments more. And I'm like, well, I feel like we do interact with the comments. And she's like, well, she goes, sometimes there's some really good comments, but you guys just move on. So I explained to her, and I'll explain to everybody. She says, you need to explain that to people. We're about 10 seconds ahead or 12 seconds ahead.
There's a delay in the
There's a
video.
delay in the video. So sometimes we've moved on not knowing there's a fantastic comment just waiting for us. And so we kind of go past. So she wanted me to explain that to people.
Okay.
That sometimes we're 10 or 12 seconds ahead.
And is that just inherently because of our system? We're going to be that?
Yep.
Not in case I say a swear word or anything.
No,
We don't have a dump button.
no. There's no FCC. So you can swear whatever you want.
Okay. I try not to.
So anyway,
Right.
thank you, Haley. I'll just leave it at that. So
Well, I haven't. I really haven't watched too many of them. I watched a little bit of one.
the soccer.
Yeah.
Andy, I don't understand that. Jeff says Andy.
When Andy Krex, when he was doing it.
Andy Kretzinger.
Oh, yes. Okay. He's not doing it. Jack's doing it now.
Well, I don't.
Anyway, soccer is it's interesting. I have to admit, it's probably more Bailey commented. It's smiley face. I lost my train of thought. Anyway, I've enjoyed soccer. Not that I was anti-soccer by any means, but I've been watching more, and so it is interesting. And
when you get that down, let me know.
Yeah,
I might try and tackle it. I don't know. So far, I've only got one grandkid that's showing a brief interest in soccer.
yes. Well, previously my experience with soccer is Bailey played when she was in high school, but then before that, it's when she was a little kid, like we've talked about, and they just stand around, kick each other in the shins, and it's like, well, whatever. So,
And a pile of dust.
and a pile of dust.
Just so we know that the Southeast Iowa Video Network is sponsored by KCTC.
Thank you, Casey.
Thanks, Casey, and all
Timing
the
was pretty
gang.
good on that one, Peter.
I tried.
I read that. I slowed down to catch it.
No.
Yeah, well, so that's true. And then the Morning Breath crew, the three of us this morning, were brought to you by Hy-Vee and Hy-Vee Fast and Fresh.
Thank you,
Thank
Willie.
you, Willie.
Thanks, Willie, and all the Hy-Vees and Hy-Vee Fast and Freshes. So I pretty much told you my day. Easter's coming up,
Easter Sunday.
and I've known for one thing, and now they just want me to come around because, Dad, are you bringing the ham?
All right.
That's my job.
And are you?
But yeah, I am. Because
Because they won't let you in otherwise?
I don't like anybody else's ham but mine. So
If I want to eat, I'm bringing my own ham.
that's when I was going up to my golf partner yesterday. I said, well, I guess see you Saturday. He goes, well, you're bringing the ham, right? Yeah. He said, then I'll be there. So I don't do anything really very special.
Yeah, well, we're going to the in-laws, so I get to see all the kids are coming and all the grandkids are coming, and so it'll be nice.
Very good.
Yep.
Very good. Mine is all tomorrow. So I have Sunday
Sunday open.
open.
It's supposed to rain. You can't go golfing.
Well, I can go golfing in
Oh,
the rain. But
all right.
it's so nice out right now.
I looked at the temperature before I walked outside today, and it said 68, and this is at 6 o'clock in the morning, and I'm like 68, and I'm so used to grabbing a jacket. I still grabbed a jacket, and I got outside, and I'm like, I don't need this.
It was so warm. The Durangos,
Yeah.
the Durangos started the car to cool it off.
Exactly.
He had his air running.
I guess you
Did
gotta
you not?
have it both ways. I
If
guess.
you're gonna, if you got to warm your car up, you surely have to cool it
You have to
down.
cool it down.
That's really only us people know about this.
Yeah, that's kind of an inside thing, but that's all right. it's all good.
Oh, what else we got today?
Speaking of golf, I mentioned this to you yesterday after we got off the air, but the Masters last weekend, right?
Oh yeah,
So the very first Masters in 1934, Horton Smith won, and he pocketed $1,500 for his first win.
what would he do with all that money?
Yeah. Fast forward to 2025, and Rory became the Masters' first $4 million man. So it's gone from $1,500 to $4 million for the winner.
You can thank Live Golf for that. All he wants to hate Live Golf. You can thank them for that.
That's probably right. Jack Nicklaus played in 45 Masters and made a record 37 cuts. His career earnings at the Masters, just the Masters alone, $772,000, and that's
that
his
something?
career.
Isn't that something?
Yes, and in 37 cuts, he made 772.
That just blows me away.
Arnold Palmer played 50 Masters, made 23 cuts, and he earned $204,000.
And these guys, so Jack and Arnie, they started. They are very wealthy individuals.
Yes.
Yet they made hardly anything.
Right. Yeah. And again, just to be clear, this is just Masters earnings, but
Yeah.
but still, I mean, the Masters would have been one of the higher paying ones,
Masters is the Masters.
right? Right. So the top 5 money earners at just the Masters: Justin Rose is at number 5. He's made $6.6 million. Scotty Scheffler has made $8.8 million.
Unbelievable, because you win one and you're close a few others.
Yeah.
He's only golfed in like 5 of them.
Yeah, he's played in 6 tournaments
6.
at Augusta. Yep. Rory is number 3. He's made $8.5 million, and he's only won the one, but he's been in the hunt. Who's number 2? Tiger is number 2.
Oh, I forgot about him.
You forgot about Tiger.
Well, gosh, he hasn't really played for a while.
He has been in 26 Masters and has made $9.6 million.
It's pretty good.
4 times.
Yeah, it's all his 25th made cut. He didn't play in 2025. Number 1 on the list, Phil Mickelson, earned $9.8 million in 32 starts, including $1.5 million for a tie in second. 1.5 for second play, a tie for second. I don't know how they split the pot if there's a tie, but
Well, they would take second and third
and
put
cut
the
it in
money
half.
together. And
so anyway, Phil has won 9. He's the most winningest Masters money winner.
dollar money. Yeah.
Dollar, yes, $9.8
That's
million
something.
just in the Masters. And Phil and Tiger and all these guys have made so much more money besides just the Masters. But
You know, I remember when I really, really first started watching golf in the mid '80s. I didn't even think there wasn't even conversations about how much money it was all about the golf.
yes, yeah,
I just don't ever remember. And now, money is very prevalent.
yes. Well, it was as I said, I watched just a minimal amount of the Masters, but I bet I heard 10 times that it was a $4 million purse for the winner.
Oh.
I mean, it was a topic, right?
There's some very specific rules. Did you see or read about any of this? And I'm not going to remember everything, but the announcers, there's certain phrases and words they cannot use when they call the Masters.
Really?
Yes. You don't call it the back 9. It's the second 9.
Okay.
Back 9 doesn't sound very appropriate.
Well,
I don't know.
every other golf course ever has a back
Everybody's
9.
going to call it the back 9, but not at the Masters. You have to call the crowd patrons.
What do they
Cannot
usually call them?
Whatever else you might want to call them.
Fans.
Can't call them fans. They're patrons.
I'm calling them fans.
What else? There were several things. And I wish I could remember. I wished I'd had thought to write that stuff down when I was hearing it. But
And they're legally obligated to eat a pimento cheese sandwich on the air.
it's probably one of the best things ever.
Yeah.
It's still one of the cheapest tournaments to go to and partake in food and beverage.
Yeah, and then like the sandwich, like $3 or something.
You get a beer for a couple bucks. You don't get your phone though. You wouldn't make it.
No, I would not.
You would not make it.
I wouldn't. How would I know anything?
You wouldn't know where to go.
No.
You wouldn't know how to get there.
No.
You wouldn't know who you were seeing exactly.
Yeah, I probably won't go to the Masters now. Now that I know that,
Forget it.
I just won't go.
Screw it. Not gonna go. 7:32 already. I had more stuff I was gonna go on, but
No, we
we're gonna skip it.
we still got more time.
We're gonna skip it. We could do it after break, or we could do something else, which would probably be way more fun. So we'll take a break and we'll be right back.
Introducing Hy-Vee Market Grill, where every meal is a delight. Start your day with our mouthwatering breakfast options and savor flavorful lunches with friends and family. Cap off your day with our delectable dinners. Hy-Vee Market Grill, where every moment is delicious.
Washington County Hospital and Clinics, providing quality health care that puts you first. Whether during a hospital stay, seeing a primary care provider for wellness exams or sick visits, minor surgery to a total joint replacement, or recovering from an injury, we're here when you need us.
More than you expect for your health care. Washington County Hospital and Clinics.
At Seafirst Credit Union, we're all about making connections, like how we connect you with the flexible financing you need to install that all-season room or remodel your kitchen with a home equity line of credit. Connect with Seafirst today and see why together is better.
Ahoy, morning breathers. Welcome back. Good, very spirited conversation today about soccer.
Yes.
That's a big fan.
I'm becoming a fan.
It's good. I'm not making fun.
Yeah.
But until you can positively explain to me how offsides work,
I will say
I'm not gonna call you
that
on
I'm
that.
probably not appointment television on Sundays watching Major League Soccer anytime quite soon. But Jack, who's calling it, he actually said, how did he phrase that yesterday? He says he likes college basketball, but not quite as much as Major League Soccer. Those are his two favorite things.
Premier League soccer.
What's that?
Premier League soccer.
Premier League, not, oh, so yeah, which is the
Big
real
difference.
soccer, not American soccer.
big difference. I forgot what I was going to say. Something about like the hockey play. I was going to say hockey playoffs kick off here soon. Are you excited about that?
I am excited. Hockey is my favorite playoffs all time.
Is it really? Mm-hmm. I tell myself I'm going to get into soccer,
Hockey.
yet I never do.
Into hockey.
Hockey.
Yeah, I think hockey would be fun. But it's the same thing. They have offsides in that too, right? Is it the same basic?
But they got
principle?
a big blue line.
You can't be ahead of the blue line.
The guy with the puck has to be the
puck
first
has
one
to
over the
cross
blue
before
line.
you do.
Okay.
So you can't skate backwards with the puck. into
Over the blue line. Yes.
See, I got soccer. Or I can't
hockey.
even call it right.
But think of that blue line then as the last defender on the field. You can't put the ball over that before another person goes over. That's soccer offsides.
That's
That-
helpful. That's actually helpful.
Mm-hmm.
Because you had me going when it was in the air, then it was fine.
Yeah.
So if you just kicked it straight up in the air and you win it.
Well, it has to go. Yeah.
So if
Well, I
the-
mean, not straight
Right,
up, but up
right,
high and
right.
towards the goal.
Mm-hmm.
And is the blue line the center line in soccer? Because the blue line's not so much the center line. And
In soccer, essentially, the blue line is just the last defender closest to the goal.
it's a moving.
It's a
blue
moving.
line.
It's a moving line, I guess, per se.
that's a lot to think about.
Yeah, and it happens quick. And those refs, of course, they know soccer, or they wouldn't be refs for soccer. But I don't know. But I
that's
think
good.
but it's kind of subjective, right? I mean,
Yes, it is.
yeah,
Yes, it is very much like a holding call in football where
right.
fans will not agree what is offsides and
and
what's
they
not.
don't.
And they usually don't.
There's arguments.
Oh yeah, the fans even at the high school soccer yelling at the refs. It seems like the whole game about something or other.
I might have to go just so I can yell. I won't know if I'm right or wrong.
Yeah, exactly. Just
gonna yell when
just
somebody
start
else yells.
yelling.
Start yelling.
He was not.
Not.
Get your eyes, Jack.
Yeah. So, real quick, I'll say Jeff, Cindy, Denise, my mom, Jimmy, all here. Ahoy, everybody.
Ahoy to you all. Thank you for joining this morning.
Yes.
Happy Friday.
Happy
I
Friday.
looked at your mom's little bit of salsa left. I think I'm going to kill it off this weekend.
There you go.
So I'll have empty jars. I will have a ceremony and I bring them back.
I'll give you her address. You can send them home. Send them back
I'll
to her.
send them back to her. We'll just have our own thing going. She'll just send me full ones and I'll send her the empty ones back. We'll just keep you out
kind
of
of a
it.
recycling program.
Direct
All right.
deposit of salsa.
You have 10 things hackers have hacked.
Yeah, so of course hackers have hacked thousands and millions of things, but these are just some interesting things that hackers have hacked over the time, including there's a billboard, one of those electronic billboards that plays videos
That could be bad.
in India, and
apparently this did.
it did get bad. And not only that, but it's in India, right? So, and I've never been to India, but I would think that they would be a little more less tolerant to this kind of thing.
Yeah, probably.
Electronic billboard in India was hacked, and they played hardcore porn for several minutes before they got figured out, and they cut the power to the billboard. It caused many accidents, as it would.
I wonder why.
Yeah, I wonder why.
What was going on?
But full on hardcore porn right on the billboard as you're commuting to or
My
from
mind
work.
is racing right now.
Isn't it though?
And I'm holding back very well. You sure? Can we just go black if I just start talking?
Let's get set for the day.
A smart thermostat in the UK was hacked by a private security firm, so this was staged. But in a live demo, they locked the temperature at 99 degrees and then demanded a Bitcoin for a ransom.
Oh my God. This is so funny. How did people, I got to think like that first one, it was, a couple 20-year-olds were going,
Right.
Hey, guess what I did,
Right.
buddy? I figured out I can control that board. What should we do?
Exactly.
I know.
I know what
Let's
we'll
put
do.
up Debbie Does Dallas and let's go from there.
A flaw in a luxury bidet allowed anyone with a Bluetooth in range to pair with the toilet. Can you imagine just sitting there and all of a sudden, whoa, wait a minute. so
See, some of them are kind of funny, like that one. Just
a fish tank in a casino had internet connected sensors that controlled the water temperature and the feeding schedules, and some really smart people figured out how to get into the casino's main computer hack frame through the fish tank.
it's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, they used to talk if you had those robotic vacuums that people get into your system from there.
Oh,
Yeah.
the Roombas?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
How in the world?
I don't know, but they figured out that the fish feeding system allowed them access to the mainframe computer of the casino.
I have troubles just doing normal stuff,
Yes.
just day to day. About the hotel.
Yeah.
Were you going to read that one?
No, you can. Go ahead.
The hotel has lights, curtains, and thermostats all controlled by an in-room unencrypted iPad. So I'm sure those got hacked.
Yes. Yeah.
And
You just
Open it up.
just sitting in your room and the curtains open. It's like, whoa.
And the air comes on.
And the air conditioning comes on. Yeah.
I think the most fun one is the next one. You could do it. You're a better storyteller than me.
That's all right.
I can't talk most of the time.
This one about the Jeep.
Yeah, that's
It's
kind of dangerous.
It's dangerous. Well, so first of all, we'll get back to that one. But
Okay.
speaking of dangerous, a 14-year-old Polish boy hacked the city's public trans system,
Oh, geez.
which allowed him to control the track switching system, so he could reroute trains and trams in real time. And eventually, he did cause one to derail.
Well, this is what happens when you give a kid a train set.
Exactly.
His imagination runs wild,
Yes.
and he wants to do it in real life.
And apparently, the same system that they use for this tram system also is on many roller coasters throughout the world. So you could potentially hack into a roller coaster and mess with that.
All right, that does it. No more roller coasters for.
So anyway, the one you're talking about, in a most jaw-dropping security demonstration ever filmed, cybersecurity researchers remotely hacked a 2014 Jeep Cherokee while it was being driven on the highway. They were able to access the vehicle's internal network, cutting the transmission, blasting the air conditioning, turning the radio full volume, and even disabling the brakes, all while the car was moving at 70 miles per hour.
That was really nice of him to take the brakes out. For
Yeah.
Christ's sake. I mean, at least give the people brakes.
You gotta make sure my brakes are connected to the internet.
Exactly.
I've always said I don't think computers should be running certain things.
Yeah. It's happening.
It's cars and tractors. My whole thought of this started with tractors.
Well, the tractor, I mean, don't you use GPS when you're on the tractor?
GPS is fine. You don't need it to. You don't need a computer to run all the other functions and all the other. There's sensors galore on this thing.
Yeah.
And if you get a bad sensor, it just happened to my son. You get a bad sensor, it goes berserk, and it says you have 30 minutes to shut this thing down.
Really?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Wow.
And it took control. So there's a bit of machinery there, and he tried to drive it into town to get it fixed. It just kept slowing him down, and
Really? It
so
finally
he
just shut him down?
He just turned around. He says, "Well, at least want to get back to the farm."
Right. Wow.
So, no, tractors should be mechanical. This is ours.
It's just
cables, and duct tape, and baling wire.
Exactly.
Hold that stuff together.
Exactly.
We're just running long today.
It's all right. It's Friday.
We work all week to get here.
And then we drag
just-
it out.
We just screw around.
Actually, we're delaying our real work day, I think. And that's all right.
Could be. You might be on this. All right, we better take a break. We'll get set. We'll get set for the day when we come back.
In the heart of rural Iowa, where community matters most, the connections we make are made to last. Meet KCTC, your hometown internet, phone, and TV provider. At KCTC, we're not just about technology, we're about people. Our dedicated team are your neighbors, committed to bringing you top-tier services right where you live. We believe in giving back to the community that raised us. Experience the power of a real connection with KCTC. Join us in building a stronger, more connected Southeast Iowa.
Attention Hy-Vee shoppers, introducing Hy-Vee Perks, your ticket to exclusive savings and rewards. Access exclusive perks, prices, earn gas discounts, and unlock special deals. All this for free. Join Hy-Vee Perks today and start saving.
Bring the kids, share the memories, celebrate 75 years of traditions at the Midwest Old Threshers Reunion. Relive the magic of steam engines, antique cars, and trucks, tractors, gas engines, and horses. Whether it's your first visit or a cherished tradition, you'll enjoy the delicious foods, the thrill of an Old West shootout, and the excitement of nightly grandstand entertainment. For 75 years, this has been the place where memories are made at the 2025 Midwest Old Threshers Reunion, August 28th through September 1st in Mount Pleasant, Iowa. Visit oldthreshers.com for more details.
The Connie and Amanda team is dedicated to giving back to our community by actively engaging with our clients, businesses, and the public. When it comes to helping you find your next home, investment, or commercial space, the Connie and Amanda team is here for you.
Ahoy, morning brothers. Welcome back to Friday. We made it to Friday. We're running long. We don't care.
We don't care.
We don't care.
We don't care. Jimmy says it's a great idea to do a salsa recycling program.
How is that salsa, Jimmy? Just curious.
Yeah.
Matt wants to know more than me because I've tasted it, so.
Had it before.
It's so long ago, though.
It has been a long time.
You don't remember. Hey, we need to get set for the day, SPP. Yes. All right.
Let's get set for the day. It is 7:48 a.m. on Friday, April the 18th. This is episode 295.
That was not your usual enthusiastic let's get set for the day.
Let's get set for the day.
Yeah, that was way better. Thank you for starting over.
Yeah, no problem. It's what we do. Temperature right now in Fairfield, 67. Mount Pleasant, 67. In Washington, 66. Mix of sun and clouds this morning, turning mostly cloudy this afternoon with a high of 74. But temperature falls a little bit, low of 43 overnight, high of 59 tomorrow.
Did you see that Pete Corso is going to retire from College Game Day?
It's not Pete, Lee.
Lee Corso.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But apparently he's going to be on the first one, and then that's going to be like his farewell.
Farewell.
Yeah.
Good day.
Yeah. August 30th, I think. Something like
Doing
that.
it for,
It was time. Since they started, 87?
is it 87? I thought it was more like the 90s.
I'm going with 87, SPP.
Okay.
Does anybody like to make a bet on that?
Nope. I'm not going to confirm nor deny.
I didn't even get his name right, so I would bet against him.
Fair enough. Sunday, a high of 53 and rain. It sounds like a good chunk of the day. Today's headlines from the SoutheastIowaUnion.com. Fairfield 7th grader Kate Miller wins essay contest. Utah man arrested after incident at the New London Casey's. That story is kind of interesting.
I need to read that. I missed it.
Yeah, it's a guy, and he clearly has some mental health problems, so it's not a joke. But he was in the Casey store and wouldn't leave, and said he owned the store, and was like talking to himself in the corner. And then the cops came, and he goes, "Nope, I'm not leaving," and so they had to arrest him. But
sorry, sir, you are leaving.
Yeah, you are in fact going to leave. Barriers aren't limited to birthdays. This is the third part of a 3-part series about maternal health. And sports this weekend. The Washington boys golf team will be in Pella today and tomorrow. The Fairfield boys tennis team will also be in Pella tomorrow, playing at a different venue, I assume.
Yeah, that'd be an awful lot going on.
Yeah. And Mount Pleasant boys soccer team will be in Fort Madison tomorrow.
Because you play golf and tennis on different things.
Yes, but you can have a tennis court at a country club.
That is true.
So when's pickleball going to make their high school debut? It's going to happen.
If enough people vote on it, I guess.
Yeah. I don't know. Flag football's first. On this day in history, in 1993, a 51-day standoff with U.S. federal agents. After a 51-day standoff, some 80 members of the Minimalist Branch Davidian religious group perished in a fire at their compound near Waco, Texas.
Do you remember that?
Yes,
watching
I
that?
do. That was something.
That was
something
crazy.
That was 10 years before Peter was born. 8 years.
8.
Something. So, random joke, random quote, or random fact.
Suddenly, you're the gauge to everything around here now.
I'm just
5 years pre-Peter.
It was in 1993. It was 8 years pre-Peter. We're currently on 24-year post-Peter.
Post-Peter.
Is pre-Peter and post-Peter. Okay.
There we go.
All right.
That's what
Now
we got.
We got a benchmark now. What would you like? A random joke, random fact, or random quote?
I make enough decisions around here, SPP.
Let's do a random joke.
A random joke. So, my wife's birthday is coming up in a couple weeks, and I was thinking about last year.
It's
that
World Marbles Day. I
is.
do remember that.
It is.
Sorry, I did
No,
interrupt.
that's all right.
But I felt that was important
It
to get
is.
in there.
So I was remember last year for her birthday, and I thought wanted to get her a nice gift, and I sometimes I kind of don't do that, and so I really wanted to put some thought into it. So I was like listening and trying to listen before her birthday and what she might like and what she might not like. So I finally got it right, and so on her birthday, we went to Wilson's.
Look at him go.
I know.
he's-
This is so awesome.
He's
We went to-
selling
He's
been
this.
waiting
He's
to tell this
selling
joke
this.
for a while.
We went up to Wilson's Orchard, just north.
I
of the
have
city.
been there.
So, and we stood there in the orchard looking at those trees for over half an hour. But apparently, that was not the Apple Watch that she was hoping for.
You did not understand the assignment.
I missed it.
Did not
I
understand
missed
the
it.
assignment.
She did not
Look
want
at
to
that.
watch apples.
That was working hard.
no.
Not nearly as hard as you would have to work on International Jugglers Day, which happened to be today.
It is. But you're missing the best one, the very first one.
I sometimes I let others have fun with this.
It's Animal Cracker Day.
Animal Cracker Day. Just the best.
Yeah.
Look at those great big bags, You wouldn't think you could get a 5-pound bag of animal crackers, but you can.
You can. So it reminds me of a story. My cousin worked at the gummy bear factory in Creston, Iowa. And I don't know if it's still there, but they had a gummy bear factory in Creston. And so the ones that were messed up, they're the seconds. They're not bad. They're just misshaped or whatever. But he would literally bring us 5 and 10 pound boxes of gummies. And it's like, I like a couple gummies now and then, but I don't need a 5 pound, and they're not marijuana gummies. They're actual candy gummies.
Well, see, you
But-
got to be careful because now when people say the word gummy,
as soon as
you're
I
thinking,
said that, I
"I'm getting
thought, wait a
high."
minute, let me rephrase that. Actual like trolley gummy bears.
Okay.
So you're
whatever.
walking around with 10 pounds of gummies.
That might be illegal.
You could get you in trouble.
That's a hefty fine right there. That might be jail time.
Chief Jim, just pay no attention to Boss Man. He lost his train of thought.
But literally 5 to 10 pound boxes of this, and he'd be like, here. And it's like, what am I going to do with that? It's hard to eat 10 pounds of gummies.
You could make a ball of it of some kind.
Yeah, I guess. So we always appreciated it, but it was just like,
What am I going
what
to
am I
do
going to do
with
with that? I don't
That's
even
a
have that
lot of
many
gummy.
friends to go through that.
Okay, today's takeaway.
Jeff, weekend takeaway. A rant by John the Voice isn't right without his signature salty language. Am I honking right, Tim?
That's honking right there.
That's honking right.
I try and keep it clean as much as I can.
So there's your weekend takeaway.
That's a good one from Jeff. That is true.
Yes.
SPP, do you have a takeaway?
My takeaway is that I need to find a better way to explain soccer offsides.
The blue line did help me. Mm-hmm. But
I just gotta
think again because there's not a solid, it's not a permanent blue line.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be hard for me. Boss Man Matt.
there's some money in the modern day golf game, not so much the olden day golf games.
True.
Indeed there is.
But I'm sure $1,500 in 1934 was
It's probably a nice
probably a
paycheck.
lot.
I don't know if it equates to $4 million.
Probably not.
with inflation, but
probably not.
But yeah, 1930. You're right, 1937 or 4, whatever that was. $1,500 check would be like, all right, I'll go buy a car.
Stamps were half a cent.
You're right. Yes.
Give him a penny. That's too much. Would you like change with
Fine.
that?
I'll get 2 cents and 2 stamps. I don't know when I'll mail it a letter again. but- My takeaway is very simple today. I've now learned there are 3 measures of time when I come into this room. There's Tim time,
There's Tim time.
there's pre-SPP, and post-SPP.
SPP.
There's 3 measures of time.
It's true.
That's all I know. That's all we have for you today, I think.
The Bushmills whiskey from yesterday was definitely pre-Peter.
It was.
So,
For sure.
holy cow,
46.
this is the longest show we've ever done, I
We've
think.
never hit 8 o'clock.
No, but we're just about to.
We just get to gabbing. Can't shut it off.
Nope.
Thank you all for joining. Have a great weekend. There'll be lots to do. Happy Easter to everybody. I cannot forget to say this. Alex, happy birthday tomorrow, I'm pretty sure.
Happy birthday, Alex.
Happy birthday, Alex.
She gets some of my ham too.
Birthday ham.
Birthday Easter ham.
Yes.
Have a great weekend, everybody. We will be back Monday. Until then, ahoy.
Oh, boy.